Good news today. White House is seeking to speed up the Don't Ask, Don't Tell repeal. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is very good news. Now, in the beginning, I was both skeptical and optimistic about this at the same time. So what do I mean by that? I was short-term skeptical when Obama came in. I said, knowing Obama, knowing Rahm Emanuel, they'll want to do this in 2011 after the midterm elections. But it's going to get done because it has tremendous popularity. Now the polls have it at 70% of Americans believe that we should repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Also large margins in the military at this point. And that it's going to get done, and so I'm not overly worried about it, but it is going to take some time. Well, as it turns out, I was right in the timing. What happened was Congress was pushing forward on it, and the Obama administration said, no, let's do it after the 2010 elections. Let's do it in 2011.
Yeah.
But as as circumstances change.
And as polling happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What wound up happening is Congress said, no, we got to go now, okay? Yeah. And so they pushed the administration harder and harder. And today, the administration basically said, okay, we're going to give in. We'll do it on your time schedule. We were going to do it anyway.
And Gates is doing that too, which is sort of impressive.
Absolutely.
It's not so much. I mean, it's the White House. Yeah, Robert Gates. It's not just the White House. It's the administration. It's the Defense Department, and it's the head of the Civilian Defense Department. Because that was when Bill Clinton tried this in 1993, and it was probably ill-advised. The timing. It's amazing that it was 17 years ago, actually, because it seems like it was something that happened pretty recently. America was a different place. I mean, that's almost a generation now, and to see this polling at 70% is encouraging about the direction of the country, but it's also encouraging to see the people that are pressing for this as opposed to what was happening then.
So on the one hand, you can get frustrated by Obama's usual incrementalism, gradualism, I'll do it, I'll get to it, but I'll do it later, I don't want to risk anything before the elections, and he gets pulled kicking and screaming to some degree in that direction. But on the other hand, if gradualism and incrementalism always work this way, then I'd be in favor of it. Because we're going to win on this issue.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose on this issue, okay? And Obama said...
by the way, the incrementalism here is 17 years of incrementalism, because it's not like this is the first time that it's been talked about in that
right.
interim.
And to Clinton's credit, he tried real hard, and he lost on that. I mean, and he got a compromise that was the best he could do at the time.
Right.
And we didn't like that compromise, but given the politics, it really appeared that was as far as we could take it at that point.
Especially because it was really the first thing he did out of the gate, and it was unforeseen at that time that he would do that, and it seemed like, all right, here's this guy, and now he's doing this sort of what seemed like a marginal, change. Seemed extreme to a lot of people, seemed extreme to the military, but now that we've also seen how ridiculous it is when people are discharged based on their sexuality, and as we've matured as a country over 17 years, the timing for it is much better now.
Right. I mean, to give you a sense of the comparison between Obama and Clinton, right? And Clinton was a centrist and a triangulator and all that, and people get angry about it. But I always maintain it was different times that I agreed with his centrism at that time, right? But to give you a sense of how much bolder he is in some ways than Obama, he did that 17 years ago and pushed for it to go all the way. He didn't start with the compromise, right?
Yeah.
He started with, hey, let's repeal this. Obama, 17 years later, after all this change, after the polls are on his side, he still wants to wait some time, and he's getting pulled kicking and screaming in this direction.
Well, yeah,
as far as boldness, he doesn't have it. But to finish the thought here, but don't get discouraged by stuff like that, okay? Because, as frustrating as that is, change, once they set this in motion, and the Defense Department is going to do more analysis and study it, etc., but once they say, hey, we're going to repeal it, it's over. They can't undo that. They're not going to be able to go back in time. We're going to win on that issue. And I think one of the reasons we're going to win is because there's no money involved, right? If there were corporate interests on the side of keeping gays out of the military, we'd be screwed, okay?